let me just clean it before, just to make sure you guys have the right picture. Um, so I'm walking in the forest and collecting uh, this natural beauty. Um, and after I was picking it up, Fåvit Toto geht man ziemlich am Arsch. Right, and then someone reported me, but I had a hoodie, so they couldn't really see who I am. But either way, by the time I arrived to my vehicle, the sorry, I already had a like a it's just it's missing basically. Um, so what I'm gonna do with the rest, and I'm going to explain everything to you guys uh, scientifically. Um, just trying to take off the skin because this mushroom is not circumstance yet. So I've got a very special plate here that you can purchase from me for €5, and that's very important because you have to get this you have to get this right. It's very very important that you get it right. No, anyway, by the time I arrived at the car, vehicle, did it, did, did, this man was already there um, with my girlfriend, and that was a bit of a shocking scenario for me because Fove Toto is driving right up my Vodso. This bzz, 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 bzz. I mean, when I'm doing the show, I don't really want people to kind of send me text messages because I'm just you know what I'm saying. All I want to do is just pull off the skin, you know. Um, but anyway, this guy was there with my girlfriend, and that shocked me a little bit because how would this guy know first of all where I'm standing with my car, but some crack hole, one of those those you know this how can I say this, old people or whatever. Not all, obviously not all people are bad, but the ones close to Epping Forest, they're pretty bad because all I just collected the mushroom to take off the skin, right? And the guy was already there with my girlfriend, and I had no idea how to approach the situation because I didn't want to really interrupt them as such. But then again, I mean, it's my girlfriend, so I couldn't just I couldn't just let the whole thing go. And but I couldn't be too crazy about it because I got the loot from the forest. They had several other mushrooms as well, um, and obviously that one which, and I apologize that a little bit he is missing, but you know, I'm not out of wood either. I mean, now I'm out of the woods. I'm going into a different stage. Right. So the guy said, "What you got in your bag?" And I said, "Well, it's not really a bag, is it? It's a plastic basket." I said, "No." He wants to have a peep, and I said, "Well, I'm an artist and a photographer, and I'm collecting mushrooms from the forest." And he said, "Well, I have to show him." And I said, "Well, why, man? Who are you?" And he said that he was the guy from responsible for the forest. I'm like, "So you single-handedly responsible for the forest?" He said, "No, well, he's one of them." And I asked him, "Where's the rest of you?" And he said, "Well, all you need to do, just show me those mushrooms, and then we're gonna destroy them. Look, and the bigger ones you just take, and this is the whole point of that tray. The bigger ones you put on the side here, right? So, and well, anyway, to cut the long story short, by the time that all happened, my girlfriend woke up, and I told her, "Listen, don't get involved." She had a nap while I was mushroom picking, and I said, "Listen, don't get involved because God knows what's gonna happen. Anyway, but it turned out that every single mushroom in my bag was either edible or a bit fancy, because I just really like the color of this mushroom. And well, this wanted me to put the whole basket of of the mushrooms I collected, a couple of them, this fly algrave, um, or amanella, or whatever, I'm lexic disc, so I don't really apologize for this. So I had to jump on them. So it made me feel a bit bad, because at the time, obviously, that wasn't missing that bit. So I'm like, why would I jump on the mushrooms? But then I realized, now, hang on. If he is the responsible guy and he believes that the forest is his, then he might already kind of consumed some of them. And I just said, listen, all I want to do is just take the skin off. And he said, oh, listen, I'm not interested in anything sexual. I'm like, well, what are you talking about, man? All I'm doing is just collecting the skin of this mushroom. How is it in any shape or form illegal to collect the skin? I like skins. I've got skins everywhere. Ooh, and that's what you have to be very careful. When you get the meat, right? You put that in that, either in this or that. But I think I'm just gonna put that in this one. And I had to destroy. I had to jump around on those mushrooms like crazy. And I didn't really enjoy it. But then again, he said if I'm not gonna do that, he's gonna cause some sort of issue. And he had a 4x4. We were there with a Vauxhall. So I thought, if I have to really race him in the forest, I'm not gonna be able to beat him. So uh, and then he started telling me stories about that mushroom, which I'm very very happy to share with you guys, obviously. And he went on saying that, you know these mushrooms are psychedelical. I'm like, well, what you talking about, man? I've worked, and the tools, obviously, the tools which I'm going to introduce to you. I've got everything here. I've got everything here. This is this I nicked from the hospital when my girlfriend gave birth. That's what they use. If the baby doesn't come up, they shove that in, and with that kind of mold the head, so you kind of to, if it's stuck kind of on the outside of the Büchsen, die Büchsen, that's how you say it in German. Well, anyway, he said that is really funny that you're a photographer and an artist, because all the mushrooms you have either are they edible or they are psychedelic. I'm like, well, I just like to collect colorful mushrooms. What's wrong with that? He said, yes, but this, you can't eat them because they're poisonous. I said, yeah, but I'm not gonna eat them. All I do is just take the skin off. Just because someone's take the skin off, it doesn't really mean they want to eat them. I just like to pull the skin. Because I still have it. So I like to play with it sometimes still. I mean, the most work you will do on yourself is actually when you're in a relationship. I'm working. I'm doing much more skin pulling than I used to when I was single. Because when you're single, you have people to pull the skin. But when you're in a relationship, you pull the skin yourself much more than you actually exactly. And this is now going right in here. And please like and follow, because the real story, I'm just running out of time, because that video cannot be longer than 10 minutes, otherwise I'm gonna run out of battery. My phone is programmed the way that when the phone arrives to 10 minutes, and I can see the dollar signs, then it automatically switches on, because what's the point to carry on the conversation? But if you really want to know what then actually happened, and the story he told me about Finland, and about places in the Serbian, the way they used it, the medicine man, this mushroom, then just subscribe, and I've got plenty of videos of this mushroom, and we're gonna get there. What's actually gonna happen with all this skin. So for right now, Donkey Doggy Sport during my channel. Like, share, comment, and of course, Arawa.